All right.
And now I can leave.
No. Hello. Okay, I know that our boys would like to say something. Is it appropriate now that you would speak? Or do people want to? It what? Huh? Okay. Rex.
Want me to start?
Yes, you can start.
Where would you like me to stand?
Wherever you want to stand.
I want to make sure they're okay. Can you hear me in the back? Oh boy.
Okay, quiet, quiet.
This will only take an hour.
You need a ladder?
No. Well, anyway, here we are. Here we are.
Yay!
And as you look around the room, it's evident that Jim has many, many friends, and of course, unfortunately, because of the accommodations, a lot of them couldn't be invited tonight. And they're the lucky ones. So anyway, I've had the pleasure over the years of meeting Jim's family, his two sons, and when you look at these two young men, clearly their intelligence, their good looks, their athletic agility, their common sense, clearly these boys have been adopted. And Nancy, we know that you really enjoy, well, let's take that back. We know that you engage in art and painting, which is outstanding. But I've talked to a few people, and Nancy loathes art, hates it. She can't stand the smell of paint. It's messy. It's expensive. It's just something she can't stand. However, it's far superior to the alternative, which is listening to Jim describe his golf game. And frankly, Jim, neither Nancy,
Careful.
neither Nancy nor any of us give a damn what you shoot on number 5, number 10, or any hole for that matter. So then, continuing. Oh, Jim has made many contributions to Belfair, and he's sometimes affectionately known as the mayor of Belfair. But perhaps one of his more significant contributions is the signage out front.
Oh, yeah.
You see the sign that says Belfair.
Yes.
And we all are deeply appreciative of that. And of course, many of the people from Hartleyville have been turning in there because they think that there's a beauty parlor here in Belfair. And lastly, in light of the many contributions that Jim has made to Belfair, some of the members were going to have a bobblehead night for Jim. And I'll tell you what, the response was overwhelming. People came out of the woods to support this bobblehead night. Regretfully, however, we had to cancel it. Given the size of Jim's ego, the price of a bobblehead was prohibitive. So anyway, but sincerely, Jim, Barbara and I are really flattered and delighted to be here with you and your family and Nancy and your friends, and we wish you a happy birthday and many, many more. And thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
Oh,
boy.
Jesus.
Oh, boy.
Okay, everybody, it's party's over. I have to go to the John, is that okay?
Jimmy, this is a tribute to you on your 75th birthday. What can one say about Jimmy, the self-appointed mayor of Belfair? Jimmy is a legend in his own mind. He may be small in stature, but he's a giant when it comes to BS. He talks a lot about his military service. We have it on very good authority that Jimmy was actually a private in the Salvation Army. He still sees active service every holiday season, standing outside Walmart with his bell and ball. Over the years, thanks to his intimate relationship with Grumpy, Mr. Browse, he, known as Dopey, is president of the Belfair Gay Dwarf Society. Recently, he and Grumpy appeared on the driving range wearing logoed pink shirts that Jimmy had proudly designed, and pink socks, and caps with pink ribbons. And you witnessed it. Yes.
Unfortunately. Trying to erase it from memory.
Jimmy is not an early riser, meaning poor Nancy has to walk Emma in the morning and retrieve the island packet news. On one such morning, there was an unfortunate incident with a snake. On Nancy's insistence, Jimmy rushed out in his onesie PJs and heroically hit the snake with a shovel. The snake bounced in the air, so Jimmy hit it again. It bounced again. So after several Herculean moves, he recognized some dastardly individual had played a trick on him by leaving a rubber snake. Then there is his addiction to Mercedes. In the last 4 years, he has changed models 3 times. If only he changed his underwear that frequently. The latest one is a perfect fit. He can actually reach the brake pedal. I believe it's an SLK, or a small little car. Of course, Jimmy has unfortunately suffered some health issues over the years. He's had several organs replaced with ones from a variety of animals. This has caused some unfortunate side effects, such as wallowing in mud puddles, and snorting. His most difficult situation on the golf course is his attempt to play out of a bunker. He invested at great expense in a square striker wedge that is advertised as having deadly accuracy and amazing consistency. Unfortunately, not in Jimmy's case. Even that great instructor of golf, Dr. Mannheimer, has not been able to help Jimmy consistently play out of the bunkers. One of his other golfing challenges is identifying his ball, even when it is in the middle of the fairway. On a number of occasions, Jimmy believes he has hit the drive more than 200 yards and goes to someone else's ball, hits it, then finds his is 50 yards back. But finally, I found this limerick that I would like to dedicate to my great friend Jimmy. When I'm old and manky, I'll never use a hanky. I'll wee on plants and sew my pants, and sometimes get quite cranky. Happy birthday. Thank you.
Okay, so. Hey, Jimmy.
Okay. All right.
So, my wife Linda and I have known Jimmy longer than many of you people have been alive. Really. But I look around a little bit closer and I say, well, maybe not. But anyway, just think about the Delta Upsilon fraternity where we met each other. This was the Animal House of Tufts. It had 7 of the starting football players. I pitched one baseball game where everybody in the field was a DU, and there was Jimmy. So look at his sons. They're 20 years older than this kid who joined the DU house, got into our club, our DU house. And he made a great impact. He was really a great member. So I have written a letter to Jim, which I'm not going to read because my wife said you cannot speak about this.
You can't read it.
We can't read it.
Company.
But let me just say, we've known Jim for a long, long time. Yeah. He's a dear friend. He has been traveling all around. He loves Belfair. He's so happy to be here. and we're just glad that he's survived this long. Really. He is the only person in his family who is past 70. And I'm taking my bets about the pool for how long he's going to go, but I think he's going to live for a long time. He has had bumps in the road, has he not?
Yes.
But here he is, and look at him. Oh my God, look at him. What a gorgeous hunk of man. Oh my God, you forgot my eye drops. So, I can't say anything clever. The only thing I can say is, Nancy, next time you have a party when you're going to be 60, please don't do it at 6 o'clock in the summer. Because we have to come out from Sea Pines. And when the referendum comes, everybody vote yes for the transportation tax referendum so we can get you on the island and, better yet, off the island when you're all through enjoying our beaches. Okay? Thank you very much. And Jimmy, congratulations, everybody.
Great.
The three of us have had a lot of laughs, many, many years, and I'm so glad Nancy's joined the team, because
Oh my
we have a
gosh.
great time together now, which is wonderful.
Yes.
Love you both.
Yes.
Happy birthday,
We
buddy.
love you, thank you. That's more than I can say for you, Bruce, by the way, wherever you are.
Okay, now, you gave the perfect segue because you said you've known Jim probably longer than most people in this room, right?
True,
Okay.
accept.
Okay, well, I want to introduce you all to Richard and Sue Seidman, who are among our very dearest friends in life. And Richard can tell you that he's known Jim since childhood.
Since he didn't know anybody,
Right.
he was 2 years old,
He
or
was 2
6
years
months
old.
old or something.
Right. Our families have been friends for generations. And Richard has had, talk about bumps in the road, and that they came up from Palm Beach, and we are just so blessed to have you here, Richard and Sue. I mean that, really blessed. And I know you have quite a bit to say, so I would
No,
like
I'm not
you
gonna
to
say, I'm not gonna say it all.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it all. As you all know, Jim, he has nicknames for everybody and everything. When I was 65 years old, he wrote me a note, a birthday ode to the Gov. He always called me Gov, never called me by my right name. I don't think he knows my right name, but that's all right. As long as Nancy does, she keeps me on the straight and narrow. Our families go back now 7 generations. When we first knew each other, we were back 5. We had houses together at the beach in Connecticut, and Nancy's from New Haven, where my mother and her family and great-grandparents were from. This birthday ode is a lot of fun. There's a message in here that I wrote in hand for Jimmy, emphasizing the word 7. It appears in here about 73 times, and I'm not gonna bother doing that either, but you'll get the idea. Everything.
Looks very nice.
It is very nice. I'm a poet and I don't know it.
Yes, I got that.
No, it's just to be here is fabulous, as I say. He is our oldest and dearest friend. Fate always has things in mind. Nancy and I were somewhere in Hartford, got a telephone call that his father wasn't doing well. So she had some karma about that, and so did I. Oh, somehow, Jimmy, you were down there. You left and came back.
What?
You were down when your father died, and you left. You flew back. Weren't you down there just before you died?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what made me do it. I picked up the telephone and called your father. An hour and a half later, he was gone, so I was the last person to speak to him on the day he died.
Well, you probably made more sense than I did.
No, you love your family, you
I
love your
did.
wife, you know.
Love my father.
Love is a great word. 7 is a lucky number. And as you'll see in this thing, it deals with the word 7 and the number 7 and all of that. You probably got 75 people here tonight. I didn't count them.
I don't know.
No.
The
Maybe
people
they-
we invited couldn't come. These
37.
people are off the street.
Maybe they use the weather as an excuse, but, no, where's Patty Newfield? Right here somewhere.
There she is.
Patty's known as long as I have, you know, just way back from Hartford days, but anyhow, it's nice to be here, it's nice to be in South Carolina, and we'll be back in Palm Beach County in a few days, unfortunately, but you'll come down and see us.
We're thrilled to have you here.
This is a lovely evening, a lovely home. We we've been in a couple of your houses, here and there and everywhere, but, awful. No, I think the tribute that's been paid to you, become the mayor of Belfair and arrange this and arrange that.
Former mayor.
Former mayor. Just be careful about that, just be the mayor, the acting mayor for a long time. Anyhow,
Thank
all
you.
the best to everybody here, and you're here because you wanted to be.
Thank you.
Steve, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'd love to tell a story. To tell a Jimmy story. Jimmy and Nancy and Sheila and I moved into Belfair at about the same time. So we became fast friends right off the bat, and our kids got to know each other and have enjoyed our friendship for many, many years. But the story I'm going to tell you tonight is about when Jimmy had his heart surgery about 3 or 4 years ago.
Which one?
One at St. Joseph County. So he's getting ready to be discharged.
Which heart?
So Nancy calls and said, would you be willing to go with me to St. Candler's to get Jimmy? I said, sure. So we drive in, and it's typical when you're going to get discharged, you got to see this doctor and that doctor, and we went through all of that, and Nancy had brought Jimmy's belongings along, and it got time for him to physically leave the hospital, and she gave him the bag, and he opened it up, and a really nice polo shirt like he's got on tonight, and nice shoes like he's got on tonight. One thing was missing. Pants. No pants for Jimmy. He's gonna leave the hospital with no pants.
That was his DU upbringing.
So I find the head nurse, who was this very large woman, and I said, we have a problem. Mr. Weinberg is getting ready to be discharged, but he doesn't have any pants. Can you help us? She said, oh yeah, let's go down and get him some scrubs. So we walked down, and she said, I said, probably a small would be appropriate. Oh, no. He's got to be at least a medium. So she gives me a medium, which would fit me nicely. Bring it back, gives it to Jimmy. So Jimmy's got on his nice polo shirt, his nice shoes, and he's got these pants that would fit Shaq. He rolls them up about this far on the bottom, and he's got them tied around the waist. But his reaction when he realized that there were no pants in the bag was, he just looked at me and went, as if to say, okay, I understand. So he exited the hospital with these scrubs, his nice polo shirt, his penny loafers on, and got in the car. We brought him home.
And made his tea time.
Yes, thank you.
But the look on his face was priceless when he didn't have his pants. So Jimmy, here's wishing that you always have pants. No matter where you are. Here.
You vote for that?
Happy 72.
Thank you, buddy.
Good.
Thank you, that was lovely. That was a wonderful.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
It was true.
Uh-oh, okay.